Hi there, Alpha Buddies. This is Summer, and we are going to review how to post events on Meetup. So, when you log into Meetup, you should see this page, and it's defaulted to set to the calendar. So, how we're going to do this is you're going to go to Groups. This should then list all of the groups that you are a member of. So, if you don't see all of the bold Betties, you can click Show All and go from there. So we will go ahead and post an event on the Denver area meetup. Okay, so if you are an organizer on the meetup group, you should see where it says schedule a new meetup. If it says suggest a meetup, that means that you are not set as an organizer on that meetup group. So you need to contact me and I can get you set up. All right, so click on schedule a new meetup. And now this brings up the page with all of the fields that you're going to fill in for the pertinent information. So there's a few little workarounds that I have figured out that kind of help with formatting issues in Meetup. So first of all, you want to decide what your title of your meetup is going to be. Something catchy, descriptive. It only gives you 80 characters, so just be aware of that. You can also kind of decide later as you're getting this posted. So let's just say, you're still trying to figure out what you would like to name or title your event. So just put a placeholder. It actually won't let you move forward without having a placeholder here. Same thing in the body, on the more details. This is where you're going to give your details and your information about the event. So we'll come back to that because you have to be able to format, and to do it from here, it will not allow you to. So let's just put a placeholder there. You can also set the date and the place now, or you can wait. So if you know the date and the time, let's just say, let's see here, October 17th, 7 p.m. To 9 p.m. Oops, it's up here. Okay, and then you can set the location later or now. Let's just go ahead and say we're going to set it later. So you're going to click schedule this meetup. Now what this is going to do is this is going to save this in Meetup for you. It's not going to post this for the public to see yet. So click schedule this meetup, and then you'll have a window that pops up, and it's going to just overview what you've put in there so far, which isn't a whole lot, but we'll get there. So we're going to say not now. So again, this just saves it for you to come back to and edit. It's not public yet. So now we want to go in and put in the information so that we can publish it. So we're going to click edit. This brings up the fields again. And we will say meet to review posting events on Meetup. All right, so we've got our date and time. We can change those right now if we would like. Right now, this is suggesting places based on what has been posted recently. So you can choose from the list. You can click more. It will bring up, pretty much the list of what has been utilized in the past. But you can also put a new place in there. So this kind of works like Google Maps in the way of If it's a, a venue, a restaurant, location that can be found in Google, it should find it for you. If it is somebody's residence, you'll have to, type that information in. So let's see, I want to find Galvanize, and I want to choose the Platt Street Galvanize. So it will pre-fill that in for you. The how to find us field is helpful sometimes if you are going to be at a place or an event where it might be difficult to find the location of where to meet. So, you can put here, I'll be wearing a red jacket and, a black baseball cap, whatever it is, or meet us over by X. You don't have to put anything in there, but sometimes it's helpful. So the details is basically the body, and is going to be where the description of your event is going to live. So try to be as descriptive as possible, obviously, so when people sign up, they know what they're signing up for, it gets them excited, all that good stuff. So I'm just going to put, meet me to discuss posting events on Meetup. So as you can see, where this was not listed before in the previous screen is you have some formatting options here now. So that's why we waited and we put the placeholder and waited to get to this point. So I'm going to say, all right, we talked about date, time, location, and you can make it a bullet list. You can bold, italic. Unfortunately, that's really all of the formatting options it gives you. The other option you have is to write your copy for this in a Word document first and copy and paste into this field here. Now, just be aware that the formatting does not always translate straight across from Word to Meetup. So you may still have to do a little bit of formatting if you do it that way. You don't have to do it that way, but sometimes it's a little easier. So again, this is the part where you want to try to be as descriptive as possible. You can also put a link here. So where this is helpful is, if you want to give people more information about the venue or the event, and there's a website, you can point them there. Also, this is how you're going to send them to an external link to purchase if it is a paid event that's going to go through Bold Betty's store. If it's a venue where each person needs to go to the website and pay and sign up, this is also how you would do that. So let's say, I'll just say Bold Betty's website, www.boldbetties.com, and there we go. Now, the other trick here is that if they do have to go to an external link to pay and claim their spot for whatever event, I try to make it very clear that they need to click there because sometimes people think that they just RSVP on Meetup and they're all good. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll say in all caps, click here to purchase and claim your spot. And then from there, you can put the link. Take that off. There we go. There we go, boldbuddies.com. And I would suggest that you put that in a couple of different spots here in the description, in the beginning and then towards the bottom. That way, as they read, they can see it twice. And that's just helpful in case they missed it, up at the top. So I'll show you another trick to get them to realize that they need to go to an external web page also. So, all right, so you have this the way that you want it. The other thing that is helpful is you can insert images. So what this will do is this will bring up the album first, and this will bring up pictures that have been used in this meetup group in the past. You can also upload from your device or your computer, or a link to an image from a URL. Images are helpful. The other thing that you can post is a video. So sometimes that's helpful as well if you need a better description of the event or what have you. All right, so down towards the bottom here, who's hosting this meetup? Because I am posting it, I will be defaulted, but say I'm co-hosting this with somebody, so I'm going to choose whoever it is that's hosting it with me. You can also automatically repeat, which is helpful. So if it is an event that happens, every week, every month, that sort of thing, you can specify that here. We're not going to use the charging for this meetup. We don't use that through Meetup. Like I discussed, we use either the website of the event, or we will go through Bold Betty's store, whichever is applicable. All right, so the RSVP settings. If there is a limit, you can set that here. And you can also allow them to RSVP with a certain number of guests, or you can disable that as well so that they can only RSVP for themselves. It's kind of, up to what is happening with the event and what's useful. So this is another useful thing. If you, for some reason, would like them not to be able to RSVP right away, this is a way to do that. Otherwise, if you say now, they will be able to RSVP as soon as this goes live and is posted. Most of the time, you're going to just say now. Also, if for some reason with your event, you maybe need like lead time for your RSVP, so say a week ahead before the meetup actually starts, you need to know your head count. You would specify that here. So you would say, okay, they can only RSVP 7 days before the event starts, and it will default to whatever start time your event is, and you can change that to whatever there. So here is where it's helpful to remind them if they do need to click a link for an external website to pay. I say, did you remember to click the link to purchase and claim your spot? So what happens with this is when they RSVP, it will pop up a window that gives them this question. So it's kind of a last, ditch effort to remind them that to actually pay and attend the event that they need to pay. Another helpful thing is that if you see that you've got quite a few people RSVP'd, to post something in the meetup page and just remind them, hey, great, glad you're going to join us. Did you remember to click the link to pay? All right, so we've done everything. Looks good. And what we can do is now say change details. So this saves. You have to make sure to say that, or else it will not save it. So we've got our date, we've got our place, our description, our links, our external links, and everything looks good. So at this point, we will say announce Meetup. Now I'm not going to do this because then this will put it live onto Meetup and send emails to everybody in this group, and I don't want to do that. But so what I would do, again, it gives you a third kind of chance to look at all of your details to make sure there's nothing you would like to change before it goes live, and then you would say announce Meetup. then there will be a window that pops up that says your meetup has been posted or scheduled. I'm going to say not now. Now, you can go in and edit once the event has gone live. If there's some minor changes, that you need to do in the description, you can do that. If it's something major like a date or time change, when you change it, it will pop up something up in the right-hand corner here that says, would you like to notify members of this change? And you can say yes or no. So that's really up to you, depending on how detailed or how much of a change you made, and if you want it to notify everybody. So once it goes live, you're good to go. And all right, so we're good. I am actually going to delete this so that I don't actually somehow make this live. Okay, so I'm going to cancel. So that's how you post an event. I'm going to cancel it from the calendar as well so it doesn't show up. All right, so now we are going to discuss changing your RSVPs for after your event has happened. So what you would do is you would scroll down to the bottom where it says recent meetups. These are the ones that have already happened. So find yours and click on it, open it up. And on the right-hand side here, these are all of the people who RSVP'd. So just because they RSVP'd doesn't mean they showed up. So we're going to click up here with tools and we're going to say edit attendance. So you can mark that everybody went if they all showed up, or you can manage them one by one. So how you do that is you just say, or if they brought a guest, you can put that there. And then you can either say they didn't go, so maybe they contacted you ahead of time and said, hey, sorry, and maybe they just forgot to change their RSVP. If they no-showed, that's the button there that says no-show. Make sure to click finish when you're done, or else it will not save the changes. All right, I think we are good to go. Hopefully that is helpful for you, and please make sure to contact me if you have any questions or problems. Take care.